So then, interestingly, the story continues.
Our second question of the day, follow-up text from the Never Flusher. Great take, boys, and you nailed it. I was asking how you, as reasonable and kind people, would react to a Never Flusher. As a society, how many different behaviors do you think we brand as rude, inconsiderate, or selfish that are not? They are just struggles. Gas in public would be one. An inability to gauge humor correctly. Loneliness. People who latch on. Aligning in the proper length of a discussion. Taking time to order food, more time than usual to consider. Driving slow on the highway. Older person who's trying to maintain their independence but struggling. Not necessarily a mid-pod topic, a little heavy, but interesting thought.
Like that he doesn't know, he probably doesn't know that the friend emailed also. So this now feels like him trying to be like, it's just a struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say nice deflection. All right. What other kinds of things do you think that people do that would be like other people would not like at all? Like what other things?
Let's list off some other weirdos out there.
Yeah.
This is super common.
Make me feel better.
No, this has been an eye-opening experience because, like I said, I've always thought inconsiderate. I've never thought that this is somebody who legitimately is not even like, just hasn't even crossed their mind to flush. They've never gotten into that habit. And it could be a genuine struggle, therefore.
Yeah.
A struggle that I feel like you ought to win eventually, but a struggle nonetheless.
I can think of one that I do that has been called out to me a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
That has been like, that's really rude. Is that sometimes if I'm talking with somebody and they're doing a majority of the talking, and especially if we're like in a restaurant or in a mall, if I hear a song, sometimes the song will get kind of stuck in my head and I'll start very quietly like singing or humming to myself while they're talking. And it's not that I'm not actively listening anymore. It's just that I've sort of like, I just sort of get caught in the music. If I'm not talking to break it up, I can do it. And several people have commented like, you're literally singing while I'm talking to you. That's rude. I don't even think about it. It's not even like a conscious thing I'm doing. It's just something that happens to like very quietly in the background that I've had to like cut off. So I can relate, not to Never Flushing specifically, but to sort of being called out on something that you don't even realize you're doing. It's just like a weird habit.
We're touching on something else that we've discussed before, which is it's termed either behavior attribution error or fundamental attribution error, where it's a social psychology thing where you're either it's the tendency to underemphasize situational or environmental explanations for an individual's observed behavior and overemphasize dispositional and personality-based explanations. So basically, you're assuming the worst of that person, not giving them the benefit of the doubt. So a person who cuts you off in traffic knowingly did that and is a jerk, as opposed to they're rushing to the hospital because their child has appendicitis symptoms or something, right?
Right.
So like, yes, could we all offer a little bit more grace for people for situations like this? Absolutely. But it is also not unreasonable to realize that people are going to probably assume, like we all did before this knowledge, that you're just intentionally not flushing a toilet.
Right.
I struggle with the one that I struggle with most in there is people who drive slow on the highway, especially in the left lane. I almost don't even care. That's like if you're an old person trying to maintain your independence, just generally stick to the right lane.
I don't understand I don't understand the taking a really long time to order, but only at a place that only bothers me at some place like McDonald's. Because it's like, we've all been here. We all know,
what they have:
burgers, fries, chicken tenders, or nuggets and shakes. Like, just say, if it's any other situation where it's not obvious what the menu has on it,
Mm-hmm.
then I don't care. But that is one that bothers me a little bit when you feel like it's taking, you're behind a car, they're at the thing of like, I'm going to need a minute. And it's 2, 3, 4 minutes at the drive-through, and you're just sitting there waiting, and this can't be this long. This is Taco Bell has tacos and burritos. Just tell them what you want on it, and they'll find the right one.
Yeah. I agree. Generally speaking, with both of you on these, like I outwardly try to act generous. Inwardly, I have this deep struggle sometimes with being patient with people who are slow at things, and part of it for me is thinking for like the elderly person driving slow in the left hand lane, kind of like Corey said, you should be in the right hand lane. And what irks me is that like they didn't bother to think about the other people on the road to make that rule for themselves, to say, hey, I'm slowing other people down who want to go 5 miles per hour over the speed limit, so I'm just going to make it a rule for myself to be over here. And it's like that inconsideration bothers me more than the fact that like I'm driving slower than I want to. And the same thing with the fast food stuff. I don't know. It's interesting to me how our collective minds kind of all go in this spot where we're just horribly impatient people, myself included.
Yeah.
I think patience is a virtue that I lack.